Okay, hi everyone. My name is Samantha Corson. I am a staff partner out of St. Louis, Missouri, and we are here this evening to discuss the ShowMoHope campaign. We're going to begin with some words from our executive director, April Zubik. And April, if you're talking, you are on mute.
All right, double mute. All right, I assume you can hear me now.
Yes, we can. Thank you, April.
Great. Well, good evening to all of our Relay for Life volunteers across Missouri. As you can see on the screen, I'm April Zubik. I'm proud to serve as your executive director here in Missouri. And I'm so glad that we could come together in this virtual format with so many amazing leaders across the state in our fight at the American Cancer Society. Over the past few months, at the start of every announcement, every story, whatever it is, we talk about how COVID-19 has really turned our lives upside down in ways that we really could not have imagined. And we brought everyone together tonight because our fundraising and events at the American Cancer Society, including Relay for Life, are no different. And I know you're aware. I know that you are making plans yourself and trying to figure out what this year is going to look like. As you've most likely heard from your American Cancer Society, as an organization, we've had to pause on all in-person events, at least through June. Like you, your staff partners, and I, we just remain so passionate and so dedicated to making our mission strong. It's a really hard time and it's going to take a lot of effort, a lot of creativity for us to continue to do so. We are committed to honoring our survivors this year, to remembering those we've lost, and really having the strongest Relay for Life engagement as possible, despite what we're going through. So I first just want to express my gratitude for all that you've done the past couple months to adjust your conversations and to explore plans within your communities. I know they're happening all across the state. I know that for you, you probably have loved ones in your life that you fight hard for. It's why you're in these roles, whether it's a parent, a sibling, your children, your friends. They're why you are so committed to the American Cancer Society, and our staff too, for all of us. For me, it was really important for me to be here with you all tonight on this call because after a 6-year battle with a very rare cancer, I lost my father-in-law over the weekend. So I didn't want to miss this opportunity to speak with such amazing leaders across the state and really thank you for giving him 6 extra years. He was stage 4 that entire time. Gleevec gave him 5 of those years, which I'm sure you know. The American Cancer Society research helped to find that drug, and he went on a couple of clinical trials after that, giving him an extra year. So I'm really here tonight to honor him and just express with all of my might, as you can imagine, my steadfast determination to advance our progress and be by your side as we come together with all of our Relay communities this year. As an organization, we've had to make difficult decisions across the variety of communities across our country, and even here in our state, here in Missouri. As you consider how we might move forward with Relay for Life, we have to consider that even in Missouri, communities are being impacted at different rates. There's still a lot we're still learning about this disease, and there's new information coming out every day. Just last week, I was doing some research on COVID-19 across Missouri as we're going through this whole process, of course, and learned that one of our rural counties had just had their very first case reported. And I'm sure no one has missed the fact that Missouri has made national headlines a couple times this past week. Once for the crowds at the Lake of the Ozarks, which caused alarm, honestly, for communities across the state as people returned back home. And after opening up in Springfield, of course, there was the news of 2 hairstylists who put colleagues and clients at risk. I know that as the staff partners and I have been talking about Relay this year, it's been part of our fear in the back of our heads, and it might have been yours as well. We would be collectively devastated to have news of a story like that of Relay for Life as we are truly fighting so hard to give people more chance at life. We are a health organization, and our national leaders have reminded us of that and stepped forward as leaders in so many ways. I hope that you have seen the success we've had with our advocacy, for example. And it really means that we have to be so responsible now as a health organization. We would anyway, but especially as a health leader. We're going to have to be responsible in how we do or do not come together this year, and really how we engage our survivors this year. So today I'm really just thrilled that our team is here to outline an opportunity for us to come together as a state. As I hope that you'll hear, and maybe you've gotten some of the information. I know there was an FAQ in the calendar invite. I think this one state, one Missouri relay effort is going to allow us to be stronger in our messaging, to highlight our need to fund our mission, because the people we're serving truly are very vulnerable during this time. We cannot back down, and we really are the leaders in this effort for the American Cancer Society, which is why we're calling on you, our Relay for Life leaders, to really help us express to our communities why we can't go back down. How we go about relay this year, we'll have to do it in a way that is safe. And of course, we understand that's going to look different community by community. So I know you've all been working on a variety of platforms. Some have been looking to go strictly virtual. I know many are planning drive-through luminaria ceremonies, which I would be excited for. I know there's one happening close to my house, so I would love to get out for that. And even painting towns purple for people to walk through maybe their park at their leisure, at a distance, of course, in their community park to celebrate relay. So our approaches across the state may differ, but our opportunity to highlight how cancer doesn't stop, and neither have we in Missouri, is really our chance through this opportunity that you're going to hear tonight. So we can showcase relay and our mission, we can inspire our communities and our relayers, and we can really challenge each other from community to community. And like I said, I'm very excited about this. I think it's going to really inspire a lot this year. Ultimately, you all can pull your communities together during this time to continue to fight back. So by coming together with a way to highlight what we're doing collectively, which is what we really aim to do, is really showcase what we're doing. I think our voices can be louder, our efforts will be stronger, and our outcomes will be even more successful for this mission that we care about so dearly. So we know there continues to be a lot of unknown about the weeks and months ahead, but I hope with this statewide plan, we can come together with strong connections. We'll have this fallback opportunity should we need it, and it will be a huge reason for us to celebrate together as a state for the work that we make happen this year that's engaging, that's exciting, and that fuels our mission at the American Cancer Society. So I will be staying on for the call. I'm going to be watching the chat, and I'm just really grateful that you're here tonight. I believe I'm turning it over to Anne.
Thank you so much, April, for your leadership and for joining us this evening. And our thoughts are definitely with you and your family. And Anne is going to now go into the hashtag ShowMoHope campaign with an overview.
Yes, hello. Thank you, April and Sam. This is Anne, and I'm excited to be here with you this evening. Thank you for making time to join us. This one statewide relay allows everyone, patients, survivors, and caregivers to join as we celebrate, remember, fight back, and show MoHope. Relay for Life will take place July 10th through September 19th. We all know that the real work for Relay is done before event day. We'll begin our big push mid-July, and we want the actual day of virtual relay to be a celebration of the work that you have done. Fundraising and registration challenges will be held across the state. There will be recognition opportunities and an opportunity to reconnect with other relayers across Missouri. In the following weeks, keep an eye out for resources including fundraising ideas and virtual resources, such as social media posts and images to share on your local pages. Of course, we do want to engage our sponsors, both locally and through our new statewide virtual platform. A new sponsor packet is forthcoming for the Missouri Relay. However, we can have local asks as well for your feeder events in your communities, such as things like track signs, large luminaria bags, etc. For local survivor celebrations, as April mentioned, safety is priority always. We want to avoid face-to-face gatherings. Instead, we can honor our survivors while still maintaining distance. For example, maybe trying a virtual recognition on your event website, or you can consider something like a drive-through ceremony in your area. Our Missouri Relay for Life virtual event will take place on Saturday, September 19th, 2020, where we will celebrate, remember, and fight back together. This will include the ceremonies that our participants love and expect, such as the opening and closing ceremonies, and the rest will likely have opportunities for individuality. Interactive activities will also be included, and examples of these might be a survivor hour, a sponsor hour, luminaria, or paint the town purple. We do expect a 4 to 5 hour time frame where participants can come and go as they please. As of right now, this time frame is tentative and will be solidified as we move through this process. And of course, we will communicate final decisions as they are made. We have a year-end Missouri goal of $1 million statewide to fund our mission. This is a total for the entire state of Missouri for the whole of 2020. So funds raised both before and after this campaign will be included in this goal.
Thanks, Ann. Seth, over to you.
Thank you. So let's talk about the benefits of this idea. First off, we have one state, one mission, one fight. It's kind of our overriding theme. Looking back, the history of Relay, the one core theme that has gone through it is teamwork. And now more than ever is when we need to come together as a team, not just in our communities, but across the greater community of Missouri, and even across the nation, as part of the ACS family, that we are trying to, reach our goal of a world without cancer. So we feel that this is going to be a great tool to help us get there. So what does this mean for your local event? First and foremost, this is not meant to supplant what you are doing. Or what plans you may have. We are looking at this as a complement to what you have, or a supplement, depending on how you decide as your individual committees want to work within this framework, we will work with you. So we highly encourage you to still maintain those aspects that make your relay specific to your community. Be it a small tradition, maybe it's an award, the way you do your luminaria ceremony, to how you recognize the survivors. Whatever it is that makes it special to you and, really capture that emotion and relevancy, we want to maintain that. So we want to do that as best we can, but also keep the safety of everybody, foremost in our mind. So things we can do, in addition, like we said earlier, Anne had mentioned that we will be sending out, resources for you to share across the state. We are also encouraging you, at a local level, if you want to do something, go above and beyond, or add some local twist on the plans we share, please do. We encourage any local touch you can do to, really keep the community involved. That's the key thing right now, is just keeping our survivors and our network of volunteers engaged through this time, because we know we can't come together necessarily as we had hoped, but we still want to maintain that connection in some way, shape, or form. So we're just letting people know, if you haven't already made a Facebook page for your event, please do. We will be sharing stuff on our Central Missouri page, and then we'll be kicking out to everybody else, as well as the individual pages will have info to share. If you need any help with that, talk to your local staff partner. We are all pretty well versed at dealing with Facebook pages now, so we should be able to help you. And the big thing, too, is encourage everybody involved with the event, your team captains, your survivors, participants, even your sponsors, to like your local page, as well as like the main Missouri state page, which we will send out the link. If you're not already a fan, we will send it in follow-up communication to you, so we can get more eyes in front of this, because the more people that see this, the greater impact we will have, and that's really what we are trying to do. So, one thing that we are aware of is fundraising at this time. We know the economy is not what it was just a few months ago. And a lot of our core sponsors and volunteers, they are small business owners. And they are, some of their, have been very heavily impacted by this. So we want to be cognizant of that. But still, for those out there, we can't be afraid of what we're doing. The job we are doing here is good. So we want to, and thank you, April just shared that in the chat. For those of you who are on a computer, there's a link on there for the American Cancer Society page for Central or for all of Missouri. But yes, our mission continues. At this time, people are at their most vulnerable. So we have to continue that fight for them. That is, one of our core missions, and we can't let them down. So we appreciate all everybody is doing to help us achieve that goal of a world without cancer. And I will turn it back over to Sam to talk about a little bit more of the nitty-gritty details.
Awesome. Thanks, guys. All right, so you've heard now the overview and the benefits. Now we just want to go through and have you guys meet our team. My name is Sam Corson. I am out of the St. Louis office, and I will be the staff that is leading the revenue aspect of this campaign. I am supported by my other staff partners, Kate Bone out of St. Louis, Ashley Patterson out of Jefferson City, and Tori Santos out of Springfield. Our focus will be sponsorship, team fundraising, challenges, and registration. Anne, can you hear us? I think you may be on mute.
Sorry about that. I was.
Happens to this.
Yes. This is Ann Treppel, and I am based out of Springfield. I will be heading up the recognition team along with Laura Ozenkowski and Aaron Ressler, both based in St. Louis, as well as Joy Shawley, based in Jeff City. Our focus is going to be on survivor and caregiver recognition, sponsor recognition, and team and participant recognition.
All right, next up we have Luminaria, and this is Seth again. So I am the staff lead for the Luminaria, and assisting me are going to be some of our area coordinators who help out in the offices. They will be coming online to help us, as well as Aaron Ressler from the St. Louis office, and Ann, who you've already met, will also be helping us with this, because we are planning a statewide Luminaria to go with our event on the September 19th. So we will be focusing on Luminaria sales, the display, and production, and also as a resource for your individual events as you try, if you try and switch to a drive-in Luminaria, we're there to help with that too, give advice and resources. And next, I am also helping leading the team for our production and marketing. Joining me in this endeavor is my good friend Jordan Norcross down in Springfield, as well as Christine Winter, who's our Director of Communications out of our St. Louis office. So our main focus is going to be the event production on the 19th, the videos that we will be doing that day, as well as the lead up. We'll be doing a lot of hype and social media engagement, as well as working with our team, our media partners across the state. We have a number of radio stations, TV stations, newspapers we have existing relationship with. We're going to be utilizing that to help get the word out.
Awesome. So this is Sam again. As we always say, the American Cancer Society is volunteer-led and staff-supported. That remains true to this day. We are asking our staff partners to identify volunteers to join these 4 teams: revenue, recognition, Luminaria, and production/marketing. That being said, the staff partner for each of the events in the Missouri state will identify potential volunteers, and a call will be placed from one of the team leads. That includes myself, Seth, and Ann. We as the leads will determine if a volunteer is the right fit and has the necessary skill set for this team. That being said, if you have a particular interest or skill set that you feel uniquely qualifies you for one of these teams, please definitely reach out to your staff partner. There's a huge production and marketing aspect of this. If digital content is what you do for your job, we'd love to have you join us. So if you feel like you were one of those people that's uniquely qualified, definitely reach out to your staff partner. At this point, we're anticipating 1 to 2 volunteers per team just to kind of round us out on our different teams that we'll be leading. And we're hoping to make those calls and decisions in the next week or two. So, you know the nitty gritty, as Seth said, of the hashtag ShowMoHope campaign. What's next? First is to get excited. I know I speak for myself and all of the other staff partners in the Missouri state. We are so thrilled that our senior leadership stepped up and made the decision to come together as one single state. This charge has been led in other states and other regions. We are not the first ones to do it. So while we're kind of reinventing the wheel, I think we're really just taking the wheels we already have and making them all-terrain. We're so excited to come together and make this a really statewide effort and really show everyone across the country what Missouri is made of. So next things that you can kind of anticipate, we'll have fundraising Fridays where we'll give updates on competitions, provide rankings, and also do our thermometer updates. As Ann mentioned, there will be incentives and challenges that we're working out how best to incentivize you all. If you guys have thoughts, we'd love to hear them. The challenges will be statewide and will have varying scopes, whether it's secure a sponsor for your event or $48 in 48 hours. There's gonna be all kinds of challenges in our campaign from July to September. We're also going to be sharing with you guys virtual and non-virtual fundraising resources. There will be coffee talks so you can communicate with other ELTs with events that are similar to yours and kind of touch base and idea share on best practices. And then we also will be having an all-state rally. This is going to be led by our Missouri area leadership team with the support of the 3 staff partners leading the ShowMoHope campaign. And it's going to be a way to bring together all communities, all ELTs, all team captains to really level set and get super pumped about this campaign. So here's what we need from you. This is our call to action from us to you guys. We've decided that communication is going to happen through one lead volunteer. So we are asking each ELT to self-identify a hashtag ShowMoHope champion. They are going to act as a liaison and a cheerleader for this campaign and really make sure that everyone within their community is on the same page. This is separate from the people that will be serving on the different committees. So we're asking each ELT to meet in the next week or so and identify that champion. If you aren't already, please sign up online. Our communications have to come to you through your event websites, and that actually brings us to a really great point. This is all going to live and breathe within your guys' currently existing event websites. So you can go to your relayforlife.org/your special event handle, and that's where you'll sign up. It's the same as you normally would, and we'll be pulling reports from those sites. That being said, the communication has to come through these sites, so please make sure that you guys are signed up online. Next task is going to be to put out calls to all team captains, including those that maybe haven't returned in some time, and ask them to sign up as well. They also need to receive these communications for these challenges, these registration pushes, these updates that we're going to have for them. So in order to do that, we need to communicate with them through the website, just due to the size and scope of the number of emails we'll be sending and to the number of people we'll be sending them to. So it's super important that they get their teams. If you guys are a community that uses paper forms and need help figuring out how to get your teams to transition to this online platform, reach out to your staff partner. We'll have resources available to help you guys. The next step, I think you can have this conversation as you're deciding your champion, is really think of how you're going to share this update with teams and captains and how you're going to frame it to them. Again, these emails and a lot of the messaging are going to come from the event websites, but we also need our ELTs to be the spearheads in their communities for this campaign. That means updating your Facebook pages, sharing the challenges, doing call outs for your own community about people who are really succeeding in this campaign and on different challenges. And my last point that I have bolded and made a bigger font is that we are truly looking to you. You guys are the ELT, you're the event leadership team. We truly need you, from your American Cancer Society to all of you, to act as the leaders that we know you are. You are in these positions for a reason, and we are calling upon you to support us in this campaign and make this the most successful campaign that it can be, because we know that our survivors still need us now more than ever. So that's enough from us. I'm now going to turn it over to Delilah Marquis, who is a volunteer with the Missouri Area Leadership Team.
Hi guys, can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Awesome. Well, I just wanted to say thank you guys for all that you're doing. This looks amazing, and I'm super excited to be part of Missouri. So go Mo, I know we can do it. I just wanted to say how awesome this is. I know COVID sucks, but as a relay, how awesome it is that we can come and be united as one. And I think that that is remarkable. Sorry, my words. April got me when she talked to me and when she told me about her dad, her father-in-law, and the reason that we're doing what we're doing, and how amazing it is that we can come together as one and fight together. I think that is super exciting. I like to go to other relays around the state, and during this time I can't do that. So I'm really looking forward to being able to see what everybody's doing and being able to join you guys all on September 19th. You know that the American Cancer Society needs you now more than ever. You've heard that probably 16 million times, but it is so true. Cancer doesn't stop. And you can see that with on your Facebook feeds. I have friends that are being diagnosed now. So it's not taking a break, and we can't as relayers either. So I just wanted to say how excited I am that this is being put together. I am not tech savvy, so I'm excited that somebody took the lead on this, because there's no way I could Facebook Live you guys, and it would be fantastic, but it wouldn't be anything like what I think that our amazing team of staff and of volunteers can put together. I know that relay, it's not going to look like you guys hoped it would or planned in 2020. But we're relayers, and we have gone through tornadoes together and floods, and we have taken punches, and we do what we do best, and that is go out and rock relay world. And I know that that $1 million, we can blow that out of the water, and I can't wait to see what that looks like from all of you. And I can't wait to join you guys on the 19th and celebrate the survivors with you guys, and to remember those we've lost. This is an awesome opportunity, once again, to be united and to do great things for the American Cancer Society, and really show up as leaders and show Missouri, and not only Missouri, but to show the region what we're capable of, because I already know it, but now's your time to go out there and shine and, just be the amazing people that I know that you are. So thank you from the bottom of my heart, from all that you do, from my family to yours, as a caregiver, and just thank you. I can't express enough how much what you're doing is making an impact, and it's needed now more than ever. So I can't wait to see what we can do together, and let's go out there and fight.
Thank you so much, Delilah, not only for your support, but also for your passion for Relay for Life. All right, that being said, it is time to show up and show out and show Mo hope. I'm so excited to see what we're going to come together and do as a state. I know it's going to be incredible, and I just want to thank all of you for taking this in stride and coming along with us. All right, now we're going to move on to our question and answer section. So if anyone has any questions at all, please feel free to drop them in the chat, and we're here to answer them. Or if you'd like to and you feel brave, you can go ahead and come off mute and ask your question. Any question, doesn't matter how big, doesn't matter how small, here to answer them for you guys.
Hey, Sam, it's Delilah.
Hey.
I know that Springfield, when we were talking about this, we were, when Ann mentioned it, do you know how many relays are being affected currently in Missouri right now by all this?
That is actually a great question that I don't know the answer to. If any of the senior managers or April, if you guys have an idea, I can speak for myself. I know I have 4 that are being impacted, and I'm just one staff partner out of, I think, 13 or 15. So there's a decent amount of us that are going to be coming together. I can tell you that there were 122 people that this call invite was sent to. So that speaks to the size of our team and our ELTs. So we can get back to that. I think April's going to check on it. I see a question from Stephanie in the chat. She wants to ask if we can speak to the virtual aspect of this. Yes, Stephanie, we can. So The virtual aspect is going to be as big or as little as your communities are able to make it. I know there's always a concern with, well, our community isn't super virtual and isn't super tech savvy. How do we still participate? That's where these emails are going to be super essential for people to just make sure that they're receiving our communications. Getting signed up online is the first step, because without an email, it'll be really challenging to communicate all these challenges. That being said, we're planning on having probably some pre-recorded ceremonies, some live ceremonies on the day of, and a lot of this is going to be kind of a choose your own flavor situation where the communities will be able to adapt it to whatever works for them and whatever's safe for their communities at that time. So we're still working on all the virtual aspects, but a lot of it will be on Facebook. A lot of it's going to come from the relay websites that we all know and love, and then we'll just update you guys as we know. I'm looking at, go ahead, whoever that was.
This is Donna Hood at Newton County Relay in Neosho. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Hi.
we can.
Okay. What is this new packet going to consist of that you talked about? A new packet coming out?
The new sponsorship packet?
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. So we're still working on kind of the details of that, and we don't want it to supplant, as Seth said, your guys' current sponsorship packets. That being said, we had to take in consideration that a lot of events operate at different scales and different levels of sponsorship. And so we wanted to create a new packet that we'd be able to share both across the state and within the relays to really show the additional benefits that sponsors will be getting. Not only are they going to be shown on a track sign and a banner and a t-shirt in their own community, they're now going to be across the entire ACS Missouri page and across the event pages and Facebook pages for all kinds of different people. Our feeling is that, and when we've spoken with our sponsors and our really core groups that have supported us, they're looking for a way to give back and get in the fight with us. They know that we are facing a really great need right now, and they're willing to do what they can where they can. So we're just excited to be able to present a new sponsorship opportunity for them that provides some more kind of enticing benefits for them that they'll be able to benefit from. So yeah, and we're working out those details. That being said, we're still encouraging track signs. You know, track signs and the local sponsorships I know are a big part of what teams do in order to fundraise for themselves. We're definitely still encouraging that. Just be conscious of creating those track signs and getting those new sponsors, and also how and where you would present them. If you were a community that decided to do a drive-through luminary ceremony, could you place track signs before cars enter in so that way you can still display them? Could it be a virtual track sign where you decrease the cost a little bit for this year and instead throw it on your Facebook page and an email saying thank you to C&D Mechanics for your track sign sponsorship? Really, the sky's the limit, and we're here to help you guys make this a success in your events. No event's going to look the same or interpret this in the same way. So we're looking to you guys for your thoughts and feelings, but we'll also just be creating those new materials to share out and kind of get this hashtag ShowMoHope campaign its own kind of space to exist in.
Okay.
Okay.
Perfect.
Thank you. I see a couple questions in the chat I'll address since it kind of falls under my area. So first, Jordan, how often will we be meeting? Your individual committees will still meet, you know, on your schedules that you want as you plan, you know, the existing plans you have, or if you start to modify stuff with this new framework, that will work. That'll be still, you know, the individual committees will still meet on their regular schedules. As for the ShowMoHope group, we will probably meet at least once a month leading up to it, probably more likely every couple weeks, just to check base with everybody. And they should be quick, you know, quicker virtual meetings just to get everybody up to date. We are still working on our calendars and timelines and all that, so I will be getting that out to you soon once we have everything kind of checked off. So next up, time frame from Chuck. We are looking at probably afternoon. Is what we have discussed so far, but we are flexible. So please share, you know, give us your feedback on what you think would work best. You know, since we are working on a smaller time frame, we have, you know, more of the day we can work around. So that's the target we were looking at, but we are open to suggestions on this. Like we've said, we're kind of building it as we go. So please give us input and feedback, you know, to help us make this something that's going to really have the impact we're looking for. Okay, next up, Rhonda's got a couple in there. How can we align our local email blast with the Mo event email blast to avoid duplication of days? We will be sending out a master calendar with suggested posts and content to all of the events affected, so they can kind of be one central plan. This is something we borrowed from our friends in Wisconsin that seemed really good, so that way you aren't going to have people duplicating stuff or having posts one on top of another. And then we will give guidelines for local events as well if they want to add additional content, just kind of some general social media guidelines to make sure you don't have too many things one on top of one another so that it doesn't lose the impact. And then with Drive Through Luminaria at the local level, it'll be a lead up. I mean, we're encouraging as many of the events to do something on the 19th as possible, but we understand that just may not work out. If you want to do it, in the week prior, 2 weeks prior, we are fine with that. What we have discussed is, for those events that hold something before the 19th, we want to do a highlight reel video, get some footage from each one that we can show on the 19th, say, hey, here's what people have already been doing across the state to include them and recognize them. So yes, we're very flexible on that, kind of working within that timeline. The real big thing is that between July 10th and September 19th is the main window we are encouraging people to do stuff. Jordan, your next one was what's the best? What's that?
Sorry, I was just going to jump in and answer Rhonda's last question here about how will all Missouri relays be recognized during the 4 to 5 hour time frame on September 19th. We do not have all this lined out just yet. The recognition team, this is definitely something we're going to be working on. If you have an idea or things you would like to see, please get that to your staff partner so they can share it with us. But we are open to all ideas and suggestions, but this is the kind of thing that our team is going to be working on.
And one more thing, I saw Jordan had a question there. What's the best way to communicate our local virtual events to Missouri as a whole to maximize participation? This is where we're going to really be using that Central Missouri page that April shared in the chat earlier, or the Missouri page, sorry, that April shared in the chat earlier for Facebook, that we will be, kind of posting our main stuff there and encouraging, the individual event pages to share stuff through there so we get it to a wider audience, because we felt that way we're going to have relayers then from across the state tapping into it versus just the ones in your local community.
Hey y'all, I have some answers for you on the earlier question, if now's a good time.
Yeah, absolutely, April.
Okay, so of all of our events across Missouri, we were only able to hold 4 of our early events before our lockdown really started in mid-March. So that's not very many. It's basically our university events. And there are 29 events that have been impacted in our current state of not being able to hold in-person events through the end of June. So it is by far the majority of our events in Missouri. And as you might imagine, and maybe you've heard, maybe you're planning for your own event that you're not sure what kind of financial impact you're going to have to your event. Multiply that by all of our events across the state. That's why we are really trying to work hard to put as much effort and eyeballs and new opportunity into this as possible, because we are seeing a financial hit right now, and we want to come back from that as much as we can. So 29 events during that time frame. And I also wanted to add my thoughts as well on how we maximize the visual opportunity to engage people. And really, we want to try to get everyone involved in this September 19th event as possible. So community by community, we'll be engaging people locally. We can utilize some of that to help highlight, to Rhonda's question, that we can highlight all of the local communities, provide recognition, even fuel stories and pictures and videos for us But our effort across the state on September 19th will be so huge if we can get our Missouri page and everyone's Relay community pages to really push that, and working with Christine Winter, our communications director, to tap into our media, because our media have reached beyond one relay. Many of them reach, a dozen or more relay events, and we're going to be able to have a big opportunity of getting the word out that way as well.
Exactly. Thank you so much, April. Annie, I see your question. Is this in reference to this presentation specifically about the PowerPoint and our notes? Okay, so the call is being recorded, so you'll have the PowerPoint that way, and you'll be able to share it with other ELT members that maybe weren't able to join. And if it's something where you feel like you would like the PowerPoint itself, then we can certainly discuss that and share it out if need be. Any other questions? All right, well, as promised in the event invite, we kept it to a tight 45. So thank you all so much for joining us and for being on these ELTs and just being a supporter of the American Cancer Society. We're so excited to do this. We're excited to have you guys along with us, and we really can't wait. So thank you, everyone, and have a great rest of your evening.
Thank you, everyone.